Hi, welcome to another edition of We Didn't Start the Fire, where we are taking a look at life as we understand it from the book of Joel. As I share in every episode of this series, the book of Joel really isn't the book of Joel from the Bible, it is the music of Billy Joel, which some of you are familiar with, some of you have heard before, and we're actually going back and talking about some of the songs that he did, stories behind the songs, if we are able to discern them, and then also what it means to us. Today, I want to talk to you about a song that is a Billy Joel classic that most people who know Billy Joel know and have heard the song many times before. Always a Woman. It's that She's Always a Woman to Me. Billy Joel shared the story recently on how that song came about, because if you think about the song, it's a little bit strange, because it sounds like that there's a woman that's being mean to him, and it starts talking about all the things that she can do, and in that line, as she carelessly cuts you and laughs while you're bleeding, she brings out the best and your worst you can be, but she's always a woman to me, and that's kind of the trade-off. So as mean as she is, the meaning of the song for most is, but you know what, I still love her, she's always a woman to me. Now, that is, in general, how most people have kind of heard that song and processed that song through the years, and that's the conclusion that they walk away with. Nothing wrong with that. We do that with any kind of song that we hear, and then if the song catches on or we like it, we just keep listening to it. But that really isn't what the song is about. And whether you recognize it or not, the song, and very often they do, they have meaning. So here is the story behind the song, which makes the song a little bit more practical for us as we deal with real life. Apparently, Billy Joel, at the time that he wrote this song and it became a hit, was married to a woman who, and he's been married multiple times, but he was married to a woman who was a music executive in an era where women did not do that kind of work. There were very few women music executives at the time, and the nature of the business is that the business is a pretty cutthroat business. And so what would happen is that Billy Joel would hear her stories and also meet people who dealt with her as she was trying to survive in this industry that was literally at the time a man's world. And she developed a reputation for being a very rough, tough customer and a rough, tough negotiator and a rough, tough person to deal with. And in a business setting, in that particular arena, she could be very kind on one hand and very mean and aggressive and tough on the other hand. Now, for her to do that, she acquired a reputation, and that reputation wasn't always so good. But at the end of the day, she would always go home, and at the end of the day, she, as Mrs. Billy Joel, would carry on a life that very few people really understood, and most people would recognize as the role of being husband and wife. He, a rising music star, a star that's often on tour. She is a tough music executive, but at the end of the day, they were husband and wife, and that was Joel's tribute to her in some ways. You can say anything you want about this woman, but at the end of the day, she's always a woman to me. What he was saying in the song is that you take all of that persona that you might see in the business world, but at the end of the day, she's a woman that I love. You can take a look at that rough, tough exterior, but at the end of the day, she really is a very different person than that. And it's a reminder that we all step into roles and we all have jobs. And sometimes when people get a snapshot of us in that role of that job, they may not get the complete picture. This is a song about the complete picture. And I think for most of us, as we listen to the song, when we understand what it's about, I think it begs the question, what do people think of us when they catch a glimpse of us, a snapshot of us? They don't see before, they don't see after, they don't see who we really are, but there's something about us that's revealed in that snapshot. And it doesn't matter what walk of life that you're from, it doesn't matter what job that you do, there's some times that people will come away with an impression of you, and that impression may or may not be accurate because they don't know the real you. As you deal with people, as you relate to people, you would want them to give you the benefit of the doubt, and you would want them to give you the opportunity, if the circumstances were right, to reveal who you really are. Free of judgment, free of that impression that we get in the snapshot. They say that you only get one chance to make a first impression, but very rarely after that first impression, if we take the time, do we not discover that there's someone far deeper, richer, with more facets than we originally thought. In my life, I know that people get an impression of me from the little pieces that they see. And that's one part of me, but there's something much bigger than that. I know the same is true for you. Perhaps we should be mindful of the fact that the Bible talks about being slow to judge and using a standard of truth that carries us through every moment that we live. That's what the song means. It's a lesson that can be learned from the song. And so, once again, Billy Joel has tapped into an important moment in life, and now, next time you hear the song, you might hear it just a little bit differently because you understand what it means, because there was something really behind it. Look forward to joining you again next time as we talk about life from the book of Joel. We didn't start the fire.